Hey, so we're going to solve proportions with binomials. I'm going to tell you what that means in just a second. So it just builds off what we did last week. Okay, let's get started. A few things to keep in mind while we're doing this. First of all, you are going to enter your answers into Edulastic rounded to the nearest hundredth. That means 2 decimal places. I'm going to talk to you about all of how to round and everything in just a second. A binomial, right? We're solving proportions with binomials. Here's your binomial, and that just means that it's got 2 terms. So all you really need to do when you're dealing with these is sort of make sure that if you have a binomial, meaning 1, 2 terms, you want to put parentheses around it. And so we're just cross multiplying, right? It's going to be this one times this one. So it's 10 times that entire binomial. So it's x plus 8. So that 10 needs to be distributed to the entire thing. Equal sign comes down. 3 times x is just simply 3x. And now when we go in and solve it, we need to just distribute the 10 in. So 10 times x is 10x. 10 times 8, positive 8, right? Positive 10 times positive 8 is positive 80. And we have this 3x over here. All right. Now I'm going to focus on, there's no like terms to combine, so I'm going to focus on getting my x terms to the left. So I'm going to subtract 3x to both sides. And I chose to do this particular problem because something kind of weird happens. 10x minus 3x is 7x. 80 was never touched. Equal sign comes down. 3x minus 3x is nothing. That's why we did it. We got it off of that side. Usually when we cancel stuff out and there's nothing, we just don't write it. But the weird part is, let me make sure that's bigger. The weird part is there's nothing here. So in this case, we do have to use 0 sort of as a placeholder. 3x minus 3x is 0. Again, usually we don't write the 0, but since there's nothing else over there, we got to write some kind of number, right? Now I'm going to focus getting my constant terms to the right. So this positive 80 needs to be cleared out by subtracting it. Woo. 7x comes down. 80 minus 80 is nothing. Equal sign comes down. 0 minus 80 is negative 80. Negative 80. It's hard to see the negatives. Okay. So then we divide by 7 on both sides. And x equals something weird. I'm going to get my calculator. So the answer, when I drop it in the calculator, is negative 11.4285. Blah, blah, blah. If you know how to round, awesome. Cut the video out now, go get your work done. But if you need help rounding, I'm going to talk to you about that. Okay, so the answer to this last question was this, and it kept going forever, right? But when we enter our answers into our Edulastic assignments, we are going to round to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth, right? That means 2 decimal places. So I'm going to have 2 numbers after the decimal point in most cases. So I want these 2 spaces filled. So I know my answer is going to look like this. Negative 11 point something something. Okay? And now we need to figure out what are we going to do here? And in order to figure out whether we stay at 4-2 or 4-3, right? So we're going to have a 4-2 or a 4-3 here because we're either going to stay where we're at 4-2, or we're going to round up to 4-3. And you do that by looking at the next number. So I'm looking at my third number to decide what the first 2 should look like. Since the third number is an 8, right? That's closer to 10. If your third number is 5 or up, you round up. If your third number is 4 or below, you stay where you are. So if I have 4, 2, and the next number is 8, that means that's bigger than 5. I'm going to round up. So my final answer is going to be 11.43. And that's what I'm going to enter into Edge Elastic. Hope you enjoyed.